Hi guys, and welcome to Cooking with Fat Julie, where I share tips and tricks in the kitchen as well as quick and easy recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make snowman cookies. To start decorating my melted snowman cookies, I have some marshmallows, which as you can see in French are called chamallows. I don't know why. And they come in pink and white, so I'm going to use the white ones and I'll show you how to cut those up. I've also got my white-ish cream cheese frosting. That's in the big bowl. And I have used food coloring to make part of it red for scars, part of it yellow for a carrot nose, and I've melted some chocolate, which I'm going to use for the charcoal. When you're melting chocolate, make sure just to melt it 30 seconds at a time in the microwave and then stir it up, otherwise it will burn. Now I'm going to show you how to make a little piping kit out of Ziploc bags. Okay, so I'm just going to take a small Ziploc bag. I'm going to open it up and fold back the outside edges just to try and keep this whole process as clean as possible. Then I'm going to take my chocolate and I'm going to scoop it into my Ziploc bag. Okay, so I've got my chocolate in there. I can unfold the ends and start to close that bag, trying to get out as much air as possible. Then I'm going to choose my corner. My chocolate seems to be closer to this corner, so I'm going to kind of push my melted chocolate down to that corner. Now you're going to do the same thing with icing. Here we have a little bit of a bubble, so I'm going to try to get that out. And I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just cut the tiniest hole out of the corner. And I'm going to use that, squeeze a little bit into my bowl to get out any air bubbles. And then I will be able to squeeze that bag to put my little dots on my snowman. So I'm going to push that, squeeze it down to the bottom, and there you go, push out a little bit of chocolate. For my marshmallows, I'm going to take a clean pair of kitchen scissors or a knife, and I'm going to cut my marshmallows at kind of an angle. Now take a look at your marshmallows and see which part looks the nicest for the face. For this one it seems to be this side. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off of the back here. That way when I set this marshmallow on my cookie, it will look like the head of a snowman, but that's kind of melting a bit. And you'll get the idea when you see the snowman on the cookies. Now I'm going to suggest that you decorate the faces before you put it on the cookie. You don't have to, but it could be a lot easier than trying to put little chocolate decorations on your marshmallow once it's already stuck to a cookie. Now I'm putting mine on some wax paper, the wax paper that I used for my cookies, because once I cut the marshmallow open it's sticky and I don't want marshmallow sticking to everything. So here are 3 examples of my snowman faces. I used the chocolate for the coal, and I used a paintbrush with my orange icing to make a little carrot nose. Now like I said, I'm not an artist, so I'd really love to see what you come up with. On to my next step. And there are some finished snowman heads. Okay, so here you can see I've started to put some icing on my cookies. You can completely perfectly ice the top, but I prefer to make mine kind of uneven so that it looks like it's melting all over the place. Then take one of your heads and stick it on top of the icing, and it will be stuck there when the icing dries. So now I'm going to try and make a scarf around the head of my snowman to cover up where the marshmallow meets the icing. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to my chocolate and just make some little charcoal dots down the middle of my snowman. Now if you have space, you could also put on some little stick arms, but you don't have to. And there you go. Just keep going and have fun. So at this point, I'm slowly decorating my snowman. You can use different colored icing for the scarves. You can put some kind of candy on top of their heads as a hat. You may have noticed that some of my faces look a bit angry. That's because I accidentally made some eyebrows last year with dripping chocolate, and the snowman looked angry, and the kids absolutely loved it. So we've got happy snowman, sad snowman because they're melting, angry snowman because they're melting, whatever kind of snowman you want. So have fun and bon appetit!